What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Listener Don't podcast. I'm Taylor.
Yo, it's your boy Tre Whitley.
Shabazz.
Yes, sir.
And today, what are we talking about, fellas?
We are talking about remakes and reboots, specifically when it comes to movies, because video games is a whole different thing. So we're going to talk about movies. TV, we can do TV shows too. But yes, welcome to episode 9.5 of Listen or Don't.
That's just for you, Steven. Just for you.
I love you, son.
All right. Okay. So what remakes or reboots do y'all want to start with? You know what I'm saying?
So let me talk about, in particular, because I hot take, I want to talk about Disney live action remakes in particular, okay? And why I hate them.
Okay.
Now, let me go ahead and put a disclaimer that this is mostly for comedy's sake. So Disney, if you listen to this a little bit later and you was trying to cast me in a Disney live action remake, go ahead. Don't take this to heart. But other than that,
I think you're gonna be okay. I think you'll be alright.
I won't define this. But no, I hate Disney live action remakes. And here's the short version, right? Animation can do things that live action can never do. Okay, that's one of the reasons why it's unique and why I love it as a medium. And trying to recreate things from animation to live action, you always take an L. Secondly, they're all just cash grabs anyway. All right, they use this so that they can keep making these without coming up with new ideas. All right, and I miss the age where Disney was coming up with new shit that was actually blowing our minds and it was cool, even for a kids movie. Okay, and they have the weirdest fucking casting choices. They choose the dumbest shit whenever they make these like live action remakes.
Give an example.
Yeah.
Beyonce is Nala.
Yo, Beyonce had the greatest music video of all time.
Okay.
We not playing.
Okay.
Yeah, Beyonce is Nala. I didn't really care for Seth Rogen in that movie either. I'm trying to think of other. What's the word? Is it Emma Stone or Emma Watson?
For what?
She was in Beauty and the Beast.
Emma Watson.
That's Watson.
Watson. Yeah.
Nah, good choice. Emma Watson. She's a good actress. All right, I'm not debating that. Good actor, but that singing.
All right.
Like in the notes, man.
I mean, I didn't even see
I
Beauty
ain't
and the
gonna
Beast,
lie.
so I can't even.
I ain't seen that or the remake to Lion King. So
With no reason to, bro. Because here's the thing. This is my other problem with them, with these Disney ones in particular. They only end up doing two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They either make a shot-for-shot remake of the animated movie, in which case, why would you watch that? You can just go watch a better version of it.
yeah.
Or they change it to something completely different, and it's like, this ain't even what you said it was. You should have just made a different movie. The good example of the second one is Mulan, right? They made a live-action Mulan, and yeah, they did.
Oh, I remember because I remember people was complaining because it wasn't no music in it. It was just.
It's just a movie.
It's just a
Not a
movie.
musical at all.
Okay.
So,
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But I remember people complaining about it.
Yeah, so ain't nobody getting ready. You know the what's that song? The bop in Mulan, where it's like
I ain't gonna. That's a couple bops in Mulan. She gonna be
You're
more
right, you're
specific.
right, you're right.
Be a little bit more
The
the
specific.
Dark Side of the Moon.
I don't know.
And get to business.
Oh, that's
defeat.
I'll make a man of you.
That's the name of the song.
yeah.
All right, bet. They didn't have that.
They didn't
But
have
they
them,
also
so.
took out Mushu, because they sort of had a good reason. They said that like some of the stuff in the original Mulan
was
was kind of
offensive.
racist,
Yeah.
and like offensive to Chinese people. I ain't Chinese. Y'all probably right. I feel you. But then they completely changed the villain. Like it was this random witch lady who has superpowers. Mulan also has superpowers in this movie. Yeah.
So you gonna take out the music, but add some
Sound cap.
superpowers?
I'm bro, real shit. She got super bro. Watch him.
Nah.
the
Sound
villain.
cheeks.
I don't remember what her. I don't remember what her
Shabazz.
name is, but she can like shapeshift, and she only uses it to turn into a bird though for some reason. And,
Nah. Nah.
And then it's like it's
This
whole
shit
other-
sound like Wendy Williams' Homecoming.
You said Wendy Williams.
No, you mean Wendy Williams?
Wendy Williams.
Yo, I just imagine Wendy Williams in the Kung Fu movie.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, they changed all of that.
Tyler Perry set it up.
It'll be the worst movie in
Get the
history,
wigs
bro.
ready.
It'll be pretty bad.
Nah, yeah, they changed all of that. And what else? Oh yeah. She got super. She's like the chosen one. She got like legit superpowers, like energy blast or whatever, right? Chi blast and whatnot.
She blast.
Mhm.
That sound like never mind. All right.
And like the entire story is different, and it is a really bad movie. The only reason I even watched it is because my nieces really wanted to watch it when it dropped, and I was hanging out with them that day, and I ain't gonna lie, I begged for them to watch something else. I was like, what if we watch literally anything else? I was like, y'all want to watch Meet the Robinsons? Y'all want to watch like, The Incredibles? They're like, no, Mulan. I was like, we can watch, the good movie. You want to watch the old Mulan? But nope, they wanted to watch that, and I suffered through. I didn't even finish it. I kept coming in and out. Like that's how bored I was with the movie. But yeah, so you do something like that to where that literally wasn't Mulan. Like that was a whole different movie. And so it's like, why do this, bro? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my problem with Disney live action remakes. I did hear that the Jungle Book one, like people like that one.
I actually went to the movies to see that one when it came out, and I thought it was pretty good.
You liked it?
Yeah. But to be fair, when I saw it, Jungle Book wasn't one of the animated movies that I really watched when I was a kid. So I wasn't like I seen it, but it had been a really long time. So it in my mind, it really wasn't nothing to compare it to. So it was kind of like I was just watching it for the first time again, and I thought it was pretty good. So
okay. I heard a lot of people thought it was really good. It had Bill Murray and
that was one of their better
Elba
ones,
and like
for
all
sure.
of that. It was like one of the first ones they did too. You want to hear something messed up about Jungle Book though, real quick?
What?
So the original OG Jungle Book, the cartoon one, when Walt Disney was alive, which I mean, in case you didn't know, Walt Disney was like pretty racist. He was also sexist.
So
and
was
apparently
every
he was
white man. Like I mean, nobody's surprised.
The message that he was trying to give to people with Jungle Book is that everybody should stay with their own kind. Apparently, and that's why Mowgli goes back with the other like the other natives at the end because it's like, yay, be with your people.
Yo, Walt Disney is another Dave Chappelle joke. He rapes, but he saves.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they so just fun fact about Jungle Book. But yeah, no, I heard the Jungle Book one was decent. I don't know if they did a shot for shot remake of it or like because you said you didn't really watch the old one like that.
Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with it, so
yeah. And like I get because some people tried to argue with me and they were like, "Oh, they're trying to introduce these characters to a younger generation," and I'm like, "No, they should just give them new characters like they did with us." You know what I mean? Like they didn't remake Snow White for us, which is a terrible movie by the way. They just gave us, Lion King and Treasure Planet and all of that, right? Go.
This is my. So I would say this is my smoke with Disney.
Oh, here we go.
Yo, chill. All right, so 2009, Princess and the Frog drops.
I was there.
I was also there.
Was going crazy. Everybody, oh, Disney got a black princess. Going off. Everybody snapping. Black girl magic. All that good shit. The reason why I'm mad is this whole time Disney knew that they wanted to put out a CGI movie. That very next year, they dropped Tangled. CGI. The reason why I was mad was Princess and the Frog couldn't be CGI. Would the Princess and the Frog be fire CGI?
I don't think so.
I don't know about that.
So. I actually think that I wish they still made more 2D animation movies, and that's one of the reasons why I like fucks heavy with Princess and the Frog because it reminded me of like good, like really good Disney. Tangled is an exception because that's a dope ass movie. Like I really like Tangled, but most of the ones like it's like y'all doing a little too much. Like the movies kind of suffer a little bit. Like 2D animation is like cool. So
I like 2D animation, but
I don't think
when you see shit like Moana, it's like,
It's kind of hard to.
yeah. I'm saying it's kind of.
We gonna go back to that, like
I do
you
love
know.
Moana.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to compete
I feel that.
when you get to those levels of CGI, and that's kind of what I was wanting for the
Princess and the Frog. Yeah.
It's like I do understand what you're saying. I fuck with it, but I more or less fuck with the 2D animation for um just like the feels. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I grew up on. So it just kind of like remind me of childhood.
Okay.
But it's like I feel like moving forward, like I'ma still need like that black CGI, like animated type movie. And I could just be out the loop, and they may have put out something.
I mean, Soul, if you want to count that came out in 2020.
Soul was good.
I enjoyed Soul.
I thought it was really good. It wasn't a musical. It was just a.
It was all about music.
Yeah, it was.
But
yeah,
they don't like
he was a
have
music teacher,
musical numbers
but it was
because
good.
it's a Pixar film,
Mhm.
so it's not like straight up Disney. So that still might work for your argument though, because Pixar, even though they are under Disney now, they are not Disney. Like they got a whole separate thing they be doing, and they also they always been with the 3D animation.
Yeah.
So
There's some. Yeah, I feel like maybe Pixar need to go ahead and pick that up because Disney's slacking. And honestly, too, it wasn't until maybe like a few years ago is when I realized how many movies, childhood movies I loved, were actually Pixar and not Disney.
yeah.
Right,
Let me tell you right now, Pixar don't drop nothing. I mean, save for like just a tiny few, Pixar don't drop nothing but bangers. All right.
Yeah.
I've told people this constantly.
Right. Which ones do you count as not bangers?
For Pixar, I don't think that what's the name of it? Onward. That is not a banger. That's one of the recent ones.
Onward.
I don't even know what that is.
I ain't never heard of that.
Exactly. I heard about all the bangers though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up a list.
Yo, look. That's what I'm saying. Look. Bugs Life,
Banger,
Nemo,
banger,
Incredibles,
Super
Toy
banger.
Story,
ultra banger,
Cars, Monsters Inc.
A bit of a banger.
Cars ain't that good, but Monsters Inc. is a banger.
I could.
Banger.
Yeah.
Like straight heat. Yo, Disney buying Pixar. Yo, Disney is great because they're monopolizing. They're just buying all the people that's great. It's kind of like
Disney's kind of a super villain, bro.
Yes, it's like being in the NBA and already having a championship team, but now it's like you clearing your bench for like superstars, and now even your bench is full of superstars. That's what Disney is right now. They're just buying like all the superstars. Like they bought Pixar, they got Star Wars,
they got Marvel,
they got Fox.
They trust me, bro. Disney gonna take over the world, like real talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Disney
surprised.
is gonna be the next World War III is gonna be against Disney.
Okay.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I can see that. I think Google might buy Disney, and then because then it's just gonna be Google versus
Disney
Apple.
is gonna. Can Google buy Disney or can Disney buy Google?
Google can buy Disney only because Google, like their parent company, Alphabet, like too powerful. Disney's super powerful, but I really don't. I'd have to look it up, but I don't think they can mess. I didn't know
Google. I knew Google was OP. I just didn't know they were that OP to buy Disney.
And the crazy thing is that they OP, but they also have like more than that. Like they got more than just Google. That's the thing that makes them like.
What they got like YouTube and all of that.
Yeah, they own YouTube. They bought something else, and I can't remember, like a little while ago. And some of it is like you think is weird because like this stuff ain't been making money for a while, but they be making these moves that we don't be paying attention to.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
Speaking of and buying companies and shit, Elon Musk buying Twitter. How y'all feel about that? Because he seems very. A lot of the posts that I'm seeing, or like screenshots, or they could be fake. I'm not sure, because I have not been keeping up with him on actual like social media and shit. I'm just seeing posts, but he seems like he's very adamant about like freedom of speech, and even though
No.
you're saying something he
You
doesn't
said no.
like,
You said no.
False. This nigga does not care about freedom of speech. The reason
I
that, in my opinion, the reason that he bought Twitter was because he got mad that he was getting, like, basically they crossed him and they made him upset because he got in trouble on Twitter a little while ago. And I think one day, Elon is kind of like a child who has really great ideas, but also like does a lot of messed up stuff just because he can. That's how I feel about Elon. And I think when that happened, whatever year that was, when they were like, I think they like temporarily banned him or something, or like took down stuff that he was saying. I think he sat in his room and he was like, "Bet, okay." And that's when he started thinking that he was gonna buy Twitter, and he finally did it. And now he's like, "Yeah, it's my toy now. What you gonna do?" Like, I don't really think he cares about free speech, like, whatsoever.
as you both know, I'm an avid Twitter user. I love Twitter. It's my favorite app. I think that it's probably the most interesting out of all other apps because it's not like looks based. You know what I'm saying? Like Instagram or even Facebook. You know, you can pretty much not say anything. And I think that's what you were getting to. Like his whole thing is freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't pay much attention. To Elon Musk. Like outside of just like hearing his name in like like space shit or
He weird,
whatever. I mean, I bet, but I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what his plan is because like you're saying freedom of speech. Like, so are you just saying like everybody can say what they want to say, and it's like I just don't get what the end goal is here. Like,
I think
is that the only reason you bought it? Like freedom of speech?
So,
I mean, because people get banned on Twitter. I mean, you can make another account. It's not like you banned forever.
It hasn't been. So the post, everything, what I gathered from all the stuff I've been seeing is not that was the sole reason, but
that's like one of his things.
Yeah, that's just like one of the things that he's kind of been very like bringing up constantly and everything.
Yeah.
Is like freedom of speech and people being able to say what they want and shit. And it's like now that, and he's kind of like more or less bringing this up now that he owns Twitter. It's kind of like he's throwing out there like, hey, like I'm not about to create, or I'm not about to push, forward with this narrative or this way society wants to go to be able to like silence people. It's like, no, even though you don't agree, like that person should still be able to say what they want.
Right, and that, I think that's a guise for him. Like he's using that veil to get what he wants. The reason I don't trust him, that's
what I'm trying to figure out,
is because in multiple times in the past he does things. I don't know why. Like I don't know the man, but like it seems like it's just for attention or like for the clout or something. And then like he'll either change his mind quietly and won't do it, or like something, right? So, like I think he just really hates when people do something negative against him. And so I have examples.
Okay.
Like I don't know if y'all remember, but a little while ago there were these like people stuck in like a mine, like children. And it was I don't remember what country it was in, but they were stuck for like a couple weeks. It made national news. Everybody was like, oh, how are we going to help them? Randomly, Elon Musk was like, I'm going to come up with a way to save them. He invented this weird like device that he thought would be able to help them. And then experts who were like already working on this stuff, they were like emergency people and stuff, they were like, this would never work. These people would die if you use this. And like it was one of the people who who actually ended up saving them because it was a process. And like Elon got mad and started blasting this man on Twitter. He was calling him a pedophile. He was like saying that he was messed up and he was stupid and like all this other stuff.
Was he a pedophile?
No, it was if I remember correctly, because this is old news, but like if I remember correctly, what he was referring to was that like, yeah, it was something about like, I want to say it was like one of his kids or something, and the dude was just like, bro, all I said was like, I love this person. Like, what you being weird for? I don't remember. It was stupid though. The reason he called him pedophile
Elon for defamation.
Nah, he just wanted the shit to stop. He just was trying to get him to chill, and that was one of the times that Elon got in trouble on Twitter.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Different conversation.
But that was a thing, and then there was the whole thing where Elon was like, he was really like, I don't remember, but it was like with the UN and stuff, where he was like on their ass about like, oh y'all could do so much more as politicians, like y'all aren't ending world hunger or anything like that.
He could.
And
Never
then
mind.
what? Here, that's what I'm getting to. So he was like on their ass, and he was like, give me a plan. If you give me a plan that like shows like how I can use my billions to like end world hunger, I do it, right? And apparently they actually went through and did that, and they gave him like a detailed thing of how, I want to say it was like it was only like 20 billion. It was like really like cheap compared to it was like 10 or so. I don't know. I don't remember how many billions it was, but it wasn't that many billions. Like
To him.
then,
Yeah, it was
To
that
him.
many
right,
I'm
billions.
saying, 'cause I'm like-
don't worry, I'm poor too. But they were
trying to
like,
think.
oh yeah, here you go. But then he bought Twitter for $44 billion. And also they gave him that plan a while ago, and he never did shit with it. And so I think he just wanted to like stir up some shit. And then when they gave it to him, he was just like, word. He just didn't do anything. And then that's why people were mad when he bought Twitter, because they were like, remember when Elon said that he would end world hunger if he knew how to? And then he got on their ass and they gave him the how to, and then he just didn't do nothing. And then like he bought Twitter for $44 billion, which was like 3 times as much as it would have been to do quote unquote end, homelessness or world hunger or whatever.
Mhm.
So I think he just, be doing shit just so he can say he's doing it.
What if they handed this nigga like a stimulus package type deal, and that's why he turned it down? Like low key, like a lot of that money was like gonna go to businesses they owned.
That might be true, but also
Mhm.
that wouldn't stop him from doing these things himself,
Mm.
which he don't. Like,
Yeah.
I think the only thing Elon really cares about is going to space. Like,
Mm.
he really is trying to go to Mars. I do believe that. Like,
No,
he's
Bro, we
obsessed
are
with
already on
Ooh.
Mars. Can we stop this?
Okay. Why are all
It's a
the
fact. All right.
rich, and I'm not talking like celebrity rich. I'm talking about like the rich, like the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos. Why are they all trying to get to space? What
We
do they
are
know?
already in space.
Stop. They're all. This is a real question. This is a real
And
question.
this is a real answer.
Why are they trying? What's out there? What do they know that we don't know? What's out there? Why are they trying to get off Earth?
You know exactly what's out there,
Bro,
Taylor.
I
Stop
don't.
it.
I'm
They
asking.
just trying to colonize. That's it.
No, but here's my thing though. Doing that, like, obviously because assuming we've never like really done anything like that before, like colonize like another planet, and so obviously people are gonna die on like the first try. Like it's gonna take some
We
time to really.
colonize other planets.
How?
Yo, Taylor, listen.
Bro,
I'm
don't
not
come
doing.
here with no
Yo,
bullshit.
hold on. Y'all, I don't think this is the top.
Yo, we're not doing.
I'm trying to figure out what you talking about.
We're not doing this. Oh, we only live on Earth. We're just.
As far as I know.
Just people
Listen.
exist. No, but this is
But-
the thing. Okay, let's just take the pyramids
I
for
guess we're not
example.
doing this.
Not the pyramids.
How did they make the pyramids?
I don't know. All I'm asking, I'm not talking about no damn pyramids. I'm talking about look. All my point. I didn't want to get into all that. My question was, why are they trying to get to space?
Aliens.
So, like I said, I know this is a dick move, but I want to go back to talking about the remakes in movies, because we said we was going to do that like a hype, and we got real off topic.
We did.
So
I just
outside,
wanna go
so
back
I
and
never
say
asked
we're not
y'all.
alone though.
I never.
I don't think we are, but that's not my question.
Listen, we can save that topic for another time, because I am interested in talking about that. But I never asked y'all how y'all felt about the Disney remakes. Just like,
Are we only talking about Disney remakes, or are we just talking
right?
about that?
We talking about all the
Okay.
remakes, but
'Cause
I'm
I got
asking
another remake
specifically
or
how you-
reboot I
how
wanna
you
talk
feel
about.
about Disney remakes right now, and then we'll talk about other remakes.
Well, I intentionally didn't watch the Lion King remake because I knew it was gonna be trash.
Okay.
I'm just being.
I saw it.
I
But-
Did you like it?
Honestly,
Hell no,
if
you
I'm
didn't.
First of all,
Hell
you
no.
didn't even let me finish what I was gonna say. Can I finish talking
Damn.
first?
You know damn well you ain't like that shit.
Okay, you didn't even know what I was
You
gonna
try
say.
to give it a little bit of life because it
I
had
did
Beyonce
say.
in
Did I say anything of the sort?
Let's
I
keep
said.
it 100 though.
I said honestly, and this nigga took it to 10. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Like I was saying, honestly, I went to the movies to go see it.
Yeah.
I'm an avid moviegoer, so I'll go see anything that
Right.
But I will credit what year did that come out? 2020, 2019?
2019, I think.
I will credit the graphics and shit like that. It looked good. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like as Trey said, bro, shut the fuck up. All right?
anytime somebody hyped the graphics, that shit was cheese. That shit was not
First of all,
good.
I'm trying to be respectful. The graphics was good. I have to agree with Trey just on the idea that remaking these movies, if you're not gonna try to, I guess, make a new story or do something differently, I don't see the point in remaking because the story
That was
was
a shot for shot. They did.
yeah,
they
the story
literally
was
made
exactly the same. The story was exactly the same.
Except
So
they put realistic animals in it, which
yeah,
was the worst
it looked
decision
great.
that
It
I
looked
ever-
great.
Bro,
I liked the beat.
I saw
It was
a
nice.
clip. I didn't watch the movie. I saw a clip though of when I think it was when Mufasa got killed, and they were showing Simba being sad and looking at a real ass lion cub. Like, bro, it looked so stupid. Like he was just like
listen.
staring, bro. Like,
The
Yeah.
reason why it's a cartoon in the first place is because everything is supposed to be fantasy. It's supposed to be
Exactly.
fantasy.
Exactly.
and you
If
can
you gotta-
make lions have expressions
If you
whenever
wanna-
it's a cartoon.
If you want a more realistic Lion King, tell these niggas to watch a documentary. What the fuck?
Oh my Okay.
That shit needs to stay a cartoon. What the fuck? Nobody wanna. It's like y'all gonna make them realistic, but these niggas still talking. Cap.
Yeah, that's all. No, that's
So
all I had to say. The graphics was
What
cool.
was the other remake that you? Yeah, you the graphics are great. That's people said the same shit about Avatar, and that movie's trash.
Who
It
they
looked pretty though.
Wait, which Avatar?
The blue people Avatar,
Oh, they coming out with a 2.
and
You didn't
it's
like
gonna
that one?
fucking bomb.
I don't remember what it was about. I watched
Because
that.
you don't remember what it was about because it wasn't good. Nobody remembers what it was about.
I thought that last Bender, what was it?
The Last Airbender?
Big boy booty.
Yeah,
I
that
never
was
saw
None of
it.
Trash.
I'm gonna be honest. I never watched the cartoon or the movie, so
You do yourself a favor. Watch that cartoon. It's really good.
I probably won't.
Well, if you want.
Oh yeah,
do
the
yourself a
cartoon is
favor.
fire, but that live action movie was
But
trash.
even no,
Mm.
normal Avatar, the James Cameron one,
Mhm.
it is not a good movie. It's literally just the plot of Pocahontas, Raised with Wolves, all of those movies. Same stuff. It's
Mhm.
not that impressive. Nobody remembers. Anytime I ask anybody, because they'll be like, "No, it was good." I'll be like, "What was it about? Tell me anything that happened in the movie," and they'll be like, they don't remember nothing." And it's because the movie wasn't.
I just
actually
remember
good.
they was blue,
They were blue.
but you had to like go into like the incubator thing to get to
It was the
the.
Matrix, but with blue people.
Yep.
Now that I think about it,
You probably don't even remember too many actors in it either.
no, I remember who was in it. Zoe Saldana, Laz Alonso was in that bitch. He didn't have a big role, but he was in it. That's the only 2 people I remember.
And the only reason people liked the movie was because at the time it did groundbreaking stuff with CGI
Mhm.
and like 3D and everything. That's why it made so much money because back then, well, not back then, still
09.
now, all the if you buy a movie ticket, the 3D tickets are like damn near like 1.5 times as much. So they were able to sell more money. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why it became the #1 movie in the world for so long. But the movie itself is actually whack. All right, because I ain't never had nobody been chilling with nobody. They're like, y'all want to watch something? They're like, hey, put on Avatar. Don't nobody want to watch Avatar again, bro. Like,
I mean, honestly, all in all, though, like, we're not. I don't know. I feel like that's an interesting movie choice in general.
Yeah, like
Kicking it,
nobody
just
would
like,
say
yo,
that
pop
anyway,
in
even if it was
Avatar.
good.
Yeah, like even if it
you
was
be
good.
down if somebody you be down if somebody was like, I ain't seen the Matrix in a minute. The first one you be like, damn.
It depends on who I'm chilling
Nah,
with. I wouldn't.
with the Matrix.
I
Nah.
fuck with the Matrix. That's like
Yeah.
probably
And I bet you
one of
remember what
my
happened in the
movie
Matrix.
franchises, but I'm not popping in the Matrix, kicking it.
Exactly. Like.
Well, okay, I used a bad example. My point is that it's not a good movie. All right,
Okay.
like, and nobody remembers it. And I have a theory that when the second one drops, it's not gonna do well because
Is
people
James
don't care
Cameron in
about it
charge
no
of the second one too?
more. Yeah.
Okay.
He has 5 movies planned.
Man, all right.
They're supposed to.
That's definitely a money
he's supposed to
grab.
have- I think it's 4 or 5, but yeah, he wanted to make 4 of them or 5 of them, and they've been in development.
So
for
why
a
did they
long time.
wait so long to make a second one?
They just still like it always got pushed back. I don't know the reasons. It's probably because they realize that ain't nobody gonna watch it.
I think people are gonna watch it because they're
They gonna watch
curious.
it and they
Because
gonna be mad.
they're curious.
And it's not gonna make a lot of money.
You know.
We'll see.
Yo,
It probably won't make as much money as the first one.
It's
Okay.
definitely not making as much money.
we can go back to make sure we stay exactly on topic. But since we're still talking about movies, Nope is dropping July.
Big
I'm
hype.
still curious to see like what that because even watching the trailer, I'm still not even sure what it's about.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
the,
good.
that's the
That's
whole
what
point.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm trying to
how
see.
many times have you been disappointed because the trailer has been the whole movie?
I
Almost
agree.
every
I
fucking
agree.
time.
I agree.
This is one of my big problems with movies now, and I actually have a rule where I don't watch trailers anymore because they literally put the whole goddamn movie in a trailer.
Wait, so how do you know if you going how do you know you want to watch a movie if you don't watch the
If I
trailer?
really want to watch a movie, I don't need to see a trailer.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go see it regardless. What's the point of watching a trailer?
True.
You know. If I am curious if a movie's gonna be like if there's a movie I kind of want to see but I don't want to see, like I'll watch a teaser trailer because those teaser trailers now are what trailers should be. They're only like they're short.
30
they don't
seconds.
give you the whole goddamn movie in it, and I'll be like, that piqued my interest.
So like the Thor teaser trailer, that was good enough for you.
Yeah, I watched that. But when they released the Thor trailer,
You're not gonna watch it. Okay.
Yo, I think that, and by the way, I still haven't seen that Thor trailer, but I think that if anything, these days trailers will more or less deter you away from watching a movie.
That's true.
rather
It's
than
been
get
plenty
you
of
to
movies
watch
that
a
like
movie.
sounded good,
Yeah.
and then like I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, this kind of ass. Like I don't want to watch this.
Exactly.
A lot of them. So the point of a trailer is usually to put is to make you go watch it, and
Right.
they want to put the highlights of the movie in it. But sometimes the problem is that you watch a trailer and it's only like 3 minutes and they put the highlights in it, and then you go see the movie and all the good parts were already in the trailer. So like that's all the movie had to offer.
Right.
Instead of it being some of the good parts. It's like with comedy movies, they'll put the best jokes in the trailer and you go see the movie, it's not even really that funny. And then you like, damn.
I'll give y'all an example of the best movie that I've seen, and I had no knowledge of it prior to watching it.
What?
What's that?
And I seen it in theaters. Overlord.
Overlord?
Is it called Overlord? I'm pretty sure it's called Overlord.
I'm trying to see if I ever gone to see a movie and had not seen a trailer.
Yes, it's called Overlord.
What was it? What year? First of all, what year
It
did
came
it come
out in 2018. It's a World War II Nazi zombie movie, and the lead character was a black dude.
Damn.
And it was good?
Man, I ain't hear about this.
He's a black dude, and it's about like it just gets crazier and crazier, and it's the whole movie from start to finish is good.
When I get home tonight,
Yo.
'cause I ain't doing nothing else. I'm off today and tomorrow. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Y'all need to watch Overlord. Overlord is fire.
You said
but-
it's not about Nazi zombies.
Yeah, it's about Nazi zombies and
Alright.
fucking World War II and shit. And they're like they've been doing Nazis that were doing these experiments, and it's crazy. And honestly, like the ending makes you go, I wonder if this was real.
Probably.
Well, see, yeah, that's my point. Is like they.
Oh, it's on Hulu.
And I
Oh,
had,
it's over with.
Yeah. And like I
I'm busy
said,
tonight.
I had I didn't see any trailers. I didn't
Yeah.
know what the fuck Overlord was. And I'm just watching this movie, and I was just like, damn, this is like one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Word.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I have really enjoyed. I implemented that rule about not watching trailers. Like, I want to say it's been like 2 or 3 years, and I have super enjoyed every movie I go see now. And even when I go with my friends or something, they'll be like, "Ah, damn, I wish they wouldn't have put that in the trailer." And I'm like, I bet. It was a surprise for me.
I think one movie that I didn't know much about, and I went to go see it and I actually liked it was the Belko Experiment.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was pretty
I
cool.
went to see
Although
that
it did
too.
kind of make me mad at times, it was still a good movie.
It was okay.
And
it was nice
yeah,
popcorn.
it was-
like
Yeah,
it was
It was like
yeah,
one of
it
those.
was a
It was
nice-
like one of
it was a
those.
popcorn
What
movie.
would you do if you was in that situation?
Yeah.
Which honestly,
you weren't
nothing
supposed
really
to
you
think
could
too
do.
hard.
But
I'm mad that they got to the end and they set up a sequel.
they set up a. Yeah. Nah,
And
we don't
I
want
ain't
to. We
seen
don't want that.
bug six.
Because nobody need a sequel to that movie.
Didn't nobody want that.
Nah, it was cool. I mean, it was like one of those things. Like if you ain't doing nothing, you go see it.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool.
Yeah. Now speaking, so back on remakes though, because outside of Disney remakes, they're not the only people that do that. So like stuff like one of the only remakes that I actually do like advocate for are horror movie remakes because they usually do something different. So like like every few years it's like another Friday the 13th or like and they'll change it completely. It's like new character stuff like that or like what's his name, Freddy Krueger. Even though he's like one of the worst horror movie villains, I hate Nightmare on Elm Street.
I feel like he's the easiest villain to defeat.
Bro, all you gotta do is be like, "You're not real," and then that's it. That's how all his movies end. You're not real, and he'll go, "Oh no," and he'll disappear. And I'm like,
also,
bro,
his backstory is just too wild for me.
You said what?
His backstory is too wild for me.
Oh yeah, them burning him alive because they thought he was a pedophile.
I thought he was.
Nah. Or at least in the old ones, he actually wasn't. He was just a nice man, he was trying to. But like they accused him, and they didn't like. They just did it without thinking, and that's why he haunts that whole like neighborhood because he was killed wrongfully.
I want to say in one of the newer ones, they alluded to him actually being one.
Oh, word.
He had like kids in like this basement or dungeon type deal.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, even if you're not a pedophile, you shouldn't be having kids in your basement, bro. Like, why even do that?
Okay, first of all, you having if you got kids in your basement, come on now. Talking about some even if you're not a. I mean, if you're not
might just be weird, bro, or like
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't care.
I didn't know. Yeah, I thought
it's crazy shit.
I thought that
jail.
They alluded to that in all of them, but I guess I didn't know that.
My mom's
the
older
older
watched the
ones,
really
he
old
wasn't.
ones.
And,
And,
yeah.
He wasn't, and that was one of the reasons why he was mad.
But also, one of his weaknesses is fire.
True. Yeah.
Which is also was made very apparent.
Freddy Krueger weak as fuck, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He one of the easiest to defeat.
I think Chucky a takeout. Taking a buck. Chucky will get at Freddy. I don't even honestly too. It's low key disrespectful to make a Freddy versus Jason movie.
It is disrespectful. Speaking of that, they damn, what was I about to say?
Didn't they allude to
I like
making
that movie.
part 2?
Yeah, they did.
They don't need to.
But yeah, so they came out. So Child's Play, they remade that recently. They remade, obviously the Halloween one is the big one right now.
Yeah.
Because they done made a whole new ass trilogy with that.
Yeah.
They need to end that shit.
They
need to end that shit. The Halloween shit.
You said they need to end it.
Because I mean,
that's
like,
that cash cow during. It's a seasonal
bro.
thing. That's a cash cow for them when around October. So
it's been over 30 years. Like,
yo, I'm trying to figure out.
People like watching slashers, bro.
Yo, that nigga just psycho. Like he ain't got no powers. How this nigga?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure he's still supposed to just be a normal dude. So I'm always like, bro, ain't this dude just big? Like,
just shoot him. Something.
They have shot him. This nigga does not die.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
So
have
I don't
powers.
think he's normal anymore.
Yeah.
I think he's like.
How's a nigga so crazy where bullets just don't work?
That's the secret. That's the secret. You just ain't crazy enough.
My whole thing with like horror movies, because my whole thing with horror movies is like, because I don't really like the slasher, blood and gore horror movies. Like I'm a psychological thriller type person. I like paranormal, stuff.
Oh,
you know what I'm
I thought
saying?
that was the name of a movie. Okay, keep going.
No, I
See,
prefer
this is why you let people talk.
I prefer the psychological
But
thrillers
anyways.
too. I like the ones that's like mystery and
Yeah.
you don't know how it's gonna turn out. You don't know which way it's gonna go. Those are the type of movies.
love-
This is why I love Jordan Peele's movies.
Yeah.
I be in there hyping shit the whole time. I'll be like, bro.
Although
what
I
is
did
going
hear some
on?
theories about
Nope.
and just like Jordan Peele's movies in general.
What's the theory?
So the theory is that this movie and I think Us are based off of episodes in the Twilight, and it's like I forgot which episodes, but Us is based off of one episode in the Twilight, and it's like the
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone, and it's like the very next episode. So it's like, say like the Twilight Zone episode that was about Us was episode 36. Well, episode 37 would be an episode where it's like these aliens, but they don't ever show it or nothing. It's just people looking in the sky, like come through or whatever, and it just knock out all the power and shit like that.
Oh, so that's what they think.
Yeah,
Nope
and
is gonna be about.
so the people though, they don't know about the aliens. They just kind of like blame each other, and it's like these like problems within the community and stuff that starts to arise out of it. And I think the whole time it was supposed to be like this, aliens were doing like some social experiment or something. But regardless, it's like that's what they were saying. Theorizing that Nope was about was that episode.
That's
because
interesting.
they got the
So these are real episodes of the Twilight Zone?
yeah.
Okay.
And so, but in Nope, on the little cover art for the movie, you see it's like what you would presume to be a spaceship, but like camouflaged in a cloud, which would be like a representation in the Twilight Zone where people were looking up in the clouds and was like looking at stuff that's just like in the sky. And then the electricity part of it is the fact that the cloud on the cover art has a kite tail on it.
I think that's a very interesting theory, and it could have some truth in it because Jordan Peele loves the Twilight Zone. Like he said that.
He was the newer. He was the newer host for the. I mean, he got canceled, but
newer,
yeah,
he was the host of the new one. So that's intriguing. But
Maybe.
for that to be true, that means that there is also an episode that relates to Get Out, and
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I would
I'm
need
not
to.
sure.
I would need to see that. But yeah, I love his stuff, and I think horror movies are the ones where remakes are okay. Like I'm cool with them remaking it because I don't go to horror movies for the story. I could not. Well, stuff like Get Out and stuff, like sure, because he puts like cool messages and like he has all these underlying themes in his movies. But stuff like that, it's like there's Jason again, there's Michael again, there's whoever again, because they just remade Texas Chainsaw Massacre again.
Yeah, I think I'm good on. I used to be really big on slasher films, but yeah, I'm not.
Never
I'm
really
not
been a
so
fan.
much no more. It's like, like
I definitely don't care. I think it's maybe if I was like messed up, like you know what I'm saying, I've been drinking or like high or something, like that would be cool. But usually it's a waste of my time because I already know what's gonna happen. Like it's not. They don't usually do anything new.
You can always predict the deaths and shit, so it's not really. I'm good on it. It's just a whole bunch of unnecessary blood to me, but. Yeah, I like the films that make me think. Like,
Yeah, I love
the
that.
horror films, like the psychological thrillers
They,
and stuff. And then also too, it's like y'all, if y'all gonna make like a ghost movie or like a movie with some like evil entity that you gonna show at one point, like it's a lot scarier not showing them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like just
less
the idea
more.
of
Like,
them.
less
Yeah,
is
just
more.
the idea of them is like the scariest part of
I
it.
feel like, and this might be a bad example because I don't know if I actually consider this movie good, but just off the idea of not showing what's getting everybody. Like, you remember that Netflix movie Bird Box?
Yeah.
So like they would look
Decent.
and that's what I'm saying. It wasn't that great of a movie,
Yeah.
but
I
just
fuck
the
with it.
idea of like what is it that they're seeing that's making them so fucked up?
No,
You know what I'm
It
saying?
kept me intrigued.
Yeah.
I think my problem with that movie was first of all, people overhyped the hell out of it. Second of all,
It was back when everything that came out on Netflix was like, oh, it's a new minute.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
my
like
problem
so.
was is that they spent more time, like on the wrong like part because they had two different timelines going in the movie. You know, whenever the stuff first started happening and she was with like the black dude in the past and stuff like that, and then when she was rowing the boat, like trying to get away from them, and they spent way too much time on like the rowing the boat part to me. Cause like that was where the less interesting stuff was happening. I wanted to know, I wanted to know everything that was happening back then, and that was a smaller part of the movie. And I was just like, why? What's wrong? Like, y'all realize this was the more interesting part,
I have
right?
to go back and watch Bird Box, but
It's decent. I
It
give
was-
it like a 6.
It's okay.
I remember it being a pretty good movie. However, I will say though, I thought with me thinking that was a pretty good movie, I still think The Quiet Place is better.
Quiet Place is definitely better. I think Quiet Place is like a goat of horror movies for me, like recent horror movies. I put it up there with like Jordan Peele's stuff. Not as good, like it's not better than Jordan Peele's stuff, but when I watched A Quiet Place for the first time, I was like, whoa,
Yeah, it was
This is
really
crazy.
good.
Good shit.
yeah.
It was a really good movie.
And it was also the message of that movie was don't have kids.
I don't know if that was
I
the
don't think-
best.
yeah, I don't know.
If
I know,
that's
but-
what you took from
Hey,
it.
say what you want, but why was everything bad happening in the movie?
Because I mean,
Because they did some experiments.
Because of the
the
kids.
situation was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not the kids' fault.
Yeah.
Aliens came down.
It
and
still would have been a bad situation without the kids,
but
Trey.
who would have been alive if it wasn't for the kids? The dad, the little boy, a bunch of other people in the second one too. I'm just
I
saying.
haven't seen the second one yet.
Second
so.
one's good too.
I'll watch it eventually. I just haven't seen it. But
I'm
the
just
first one
saying,
was
bro.
great.
I'm just saying. I was mad at them kids the whole movie. I was like, why? Why are y'all like this? Your dad gave you one direct order, and you messed it up, and now he dead. That's all I'm saying. But
I feel like it's a little bit deeper than that, but okay.
They told him not to put the batteries in that toy, bro.
Was the girl deaf? She didn't know that it went off. It's not her fault she deaf.
So it's the parents' fault because they weren't watching her.
I mean, it's a bad situation. I ain't saying it's nobody's fault.
It's definitely somebody's fault. Anyway.
You know what? Whatever. Go ahead.
In terms of remakes, they also remade Candyman recently. I don't know if y'all.
I went to go see Candyman when it came out. It was different though. It wasn't like the older ones.
I only seen the original Candyman.
Have you only seen the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The very first one. I watched it when I was a kid, which is extra wild because I watched it again as an adult, and I was like, who the fuck let me watch this?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's a crazy movie. Honestly, the original Candyman still holds up as a scary movie.
Yeah, the original Candyman gave me nightmares, and I remember like I couldn't sleep for a while. And I don't know who let me watch it, but everybody was mad at them because they were like, "Why'd you let?" Because I was like 8, bro, and they were like, "Bro,
Candyman was
what
crazy.
are you doing?"
My favorite Candyman was the second one, and I know that's weird to say because it wasn't popular at all. But it's this one scene in the second Candyman where they're looking on camera, like, and they couldn't see Candyman because obviously he's like an entity.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't see him, but it was this dude like getting mutilated, and so they're looking on camera, so it just looked like this dude is like suspended in the air, getting like his guts ripped out. I'm like 11, and I'm like, yo, this is nuts. So, anyways, I just want to say that.
So do y'all agree that like horror movie remakes are like different? Like those are less bad and like annoying.
I mean, there have been some bad horror movie remakes.
Oh, for sure.
But you can do more stuff with them, like new characters, new story.
But I think that the thing is that when you look at like things like Disney and stuff, when they do remakes, you expect it to be good.
Mm-hmm. Because so much money.
Like, regardless whether a horror movie remake is good or not, it's gonna be entertaining because you either gonna really like it or you gonna think it was funny because it was trash.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like
you gonna get something out of it.
You entertain regardless.
I also think that nobody goes into any of the horror movie remakes being like, this better be like the original. Like, nobody,
for sure. Yeah.
He better kill the same white woman. Like nobody does that, bro. They want to see something new. Mm-hmm. They don't care if they. Because I know in the new Candyman, they changed like Candyman's like origin a bit or whatever.
That's why I said it was different.
Yeah, it was different. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. That the new Candyman was like really like hidden for me. Like it was decent. Like I was enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And then they got to the end and they just kind of pushed a lot. I
just didn't understand.
Wait, what?
And then at the end when it was like the montage, because like I don't know what they were going for, because like they were using like real life situations about how Yeah, and I just don't know why they did that. If you're gonna,
they threw police brutality in,
and I'm like, let's not do politically conscious. Granted, the original, but I mean, the original Candyman, like the way he became Candyman because he was a slave and everything like that. But even then, it wasn't all politically conscious. That was just his backstory. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to be like,
it felt like I was listening to like a trap album. And they were talking about drugs for 15 songs. And then on the 16th song, they were like, we need to rise up.
Exactly. That's what it felt like. It was, and the movie, like you said,
we gotta stop them.
Like you said, the movie was decent. I just don't know why they did that.
Yeah,
it was complete 180. It was a complete 180.
But I will say, it was still decent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I think that's what it is. With horror movies, we don't go in there being like, in the first Texas Chainsaw, he killed 6 people, and in this one, he doesn't even. This chainsaw's different or something.
This chainsaw's it's a new brand.
I got a question.
What's up?
What's worse, a remake that's trash, or a franchise continuously making sequels?
A franchise
that nobody is asking for.
Definitely the latter.
Exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep, definitely the latter. Let me tell you why it's the latter. The reason that it's the franchise is worse is because because they keep making the movies, they ruin the previous ones too. Because like they keep using the same characters, and sometimes they change stuff about the originals because they retcon stuff. Mm-hmm. At least with the remakes, you can be like, this don't affect nothing that
Right.
in the originals. But like, bruh, like, and
Doesn't matter if a sequel is trash as long as you have family.
oh my god,
Bro,
Fast
that's
X,
crazy.
bro.
Hey, man, I'm just happy the next one is the last one. So
Is
That ain't gonna stop them.
Is it?
Nah,
Taylor?
It is.
Is it the
I
last?
don't
I think
believe
so.
them. I don't
For
believe
sure.
them.
I believe it's gonna be
in space.
the
They
dude.
lying.
Fast and the Furious versus Godzilla.
Nobody's going to see that.
You say that, and all these movies be making hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Bro, I'm just saying, like,
Fast X probably gonna break records.
It was like a huge thing amongst fans. They wanted to see Fast and the Furious and Jurassic World do a collab.
Okay, I do remember that. But here's my thing.
Bro, at this point they could be in the Avengers. Like real talk.
Man, look, I don't know why. You know what's crazy about Fast and the Furious?
Fast
Like,
and the Furious is gonna be
the
a multiverse
actual
madness. You heard it here
concept of the
first.
movie, like street racing. Not that street racing is outdated, but it's like an early 2000s type like thing. Like, what other movie besides Fast and the Furious has really focused on that and been successful?
Not any successful ones.
That's what I'm saying. So
That's why
the
only
fact
the
that they've been
first
able to go
four-
for
yeah, the
so
first four
long,
were about street racing, and they
I don't even know.
switched it up.
Now they working for the government.
They
It's the
literally
fight
superheroes.
scenes. It's the fight scenes. That's
And they
what
don't. The fight scenes
that
don't even
gave
be
it
good,
longevity.
bro.
Exactly.
The fight scenes, like honestly, a lot of the shit outside the cars is what gave it like longevity.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Like when they start incorporating fight choreography.
The only reason that the Fast franchise is what it is and it didn't die is because of two people:
What's up?
The Rock and Justin Lin, who is the director.
He
ever
recently
since
quit.
Fast 5. I know, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know the reason he quit? He quit
Why?
the same reason The Rock quit.
Why?
And it's because they have problems with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel has been making people quit left and right.
That's
What does
crazy
Vin
because
Diesel do?
I never heard. Apparently, he well, from what the director said, the director who quit, Justin Lin, he said he's out of shape. He doesn't know his lines, and he wants shit. He wants shit in the script to change.
He's mad controlling too.
He's really controlling,
because he,
yeah.
you know, he's also one of the producers,
Mhm.
and he'll just like they'll be doing stuff, and he'll be like, "Nah, change it."
I feel like the out of
He's
shape
like,
thing
he's
wasn't
like,
fair.
I'm Vin Diesel. And he'll just make them do stuff. But he also does this weird thing where he'll like low key be like emotionally manipulating people in the public.
That's what he did to The Rock.
Yeah, he did that to The Rock, and he also just recently did it with Justin Lin. Like he posted this really weird video on his Instagram with Justin Lin just chilling next to him, and he was like recording him. And he was like,
Let me go look.
he was like, "We just got done first week. How do you feel, Justin?" And you can tell this man is like mad uncomfortable. And he's just like, "Good, like, it's gonna be good." And he asked him a bunch of questions, and Justin just doesn't want to be there. And after that video got posted, it was within like 2 days that Justin announced that he wasn't doing the movie no more, and they literally already started filming. So yeah, and it was it's been reported that it was between creative differences between him and Vin Diesel, and that he had already been dealing with this in some of his previous movies, because apparently Vin just be out here like that. And I do think it seems like high key that Vin Diesel is mad that he's not the type of person that he thinks he is. Like he has real Kanye mentality, but like he's not Kanye. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
I don't know.
he like does Kanye shit, and like but he doesn't have the like clout that
Yeah.
Kanye. And if a lot of people say that The Rock is what like brought the franchise back to life, and it's true. Like without The Rock, it definitely would have died off pretty quick. And the
Tyrese
director.
would say differently.
Yeah,
They're
Tyrese.
cool. Hey,
Tyrese
they're cool
is
now,
definitely
though.
on Vin's
They're cool
side,
now,
bro.
though. They're-
but yeah, like, and then he got mad. They actually, Vin even had, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but bro, high key, they had proof in Fast 5 and 6, whichever one.
Fast 5 was actually my favorite,
I-
and the
I
last
actually,
good one.
Fast 5 was really fun,
Is
but
the
they-
last
Like
good one.
Tokyo Drift.
any of the
Yeah.
fight scenes that The Rock had with Vin Diesel, both of them had like they were mad and they altered the script because they didn't want either one of them to look like a bitch. And the Vin, like whenever it was first written, Vin was like, "Nah, he punched me too much. I look weak," and so like they had to change it, and they kept having to do it until both of them were happy. Because and it was just toxic mentality.
That's
to the,
wild.
like masculinity to the best, bro. Like they were like, "Nah, I ain't no."
The
bitch.
worst-
You ain't about to be
the
beating me."
worst
Rewrite
scene-
that.
The worst
Nah, nigga,
scene-
you whooping me too much.
He
Rewrite
literally,
that.
bro.
Not rewrite that.
Rewrite that.
No, I don't remember.
Run that back.
I don't remember which movie it was. It's one of the more recent ones, but I don't know if y'all watched it or not. But it's this one scene where Vin Diesel was fighting. I think what's his name, Jason.
Jason Statham.
And he was They was on the street, and he was like, one thing about a street fight, the street always wins. And then he stopped the ground really hard, and it cracked.
And it cracked, and he falls.
Man, that's just some bullshit.
Nah,
like
I'm
for
gonna tell
real.
y'all, bro. And this is like one of my
That was so
critiques
stupid.
about Jay-Z. It's the same with The Rock. The industry be dick riding this nigga, man.
The Rock?
Yes,
They do.
to the nth degree. What was it? Was it Fast 4 or 5? It was the.
He didn't show up till Fast 5.
Okay, so I think it was Fast 5.
Or Furious
It was
6.
one. It was the.
Was that what it was
the one-
called?
Yes, that's
The
what
Rock
it's
was in the
called.
hospital. Which one was the one when The Rock was in the hospital?
6. It was 6.
Furious
So
6.
Rock was in the hospital and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the scene?
I
think I know what you're talking about.
The hospital. He's in the middle of the street. So first of all, I can't remember if it was in the street or in the hospital. Yo, this nigga, like, first of all, he
It was in the
flexed,
hospital.
Yes.
he flexed
He
and
flexed
broke out of his cast.
He had a broken arm, and he flexed so hard that it broke the cast.
He's fast forward. He's now standing in the middle of a street. There's a helicopter up ahead, probably like, I don't know, 400 feet ahead of him. This nigga takes a revolver, somehow shoots a grenade hanging off the helicopter, and it explodes.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all gotta stop with the dick riding.
Yeah, and they have been that ridiculous all the time, but like it's gotten way worse because I know
They
I
went to
stopped watching
space
these-
in the
Yeah,
last
I
one.
stopped watching these movies a long time ago, but I know that they went to space. I know that they were fighting. They beat a submarine with a car at some point. They were driving in like the Arctic. I know that happened. I literally, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think time travel is coming. I think that they're gonna be fucking around
Oh my
and they're gonna be
gosh.
like, whatever device is gonna be with the bad guy, and then they gonna drive and they're gonna do some Back to the Future shit.
And you want to know what's gonna tie it all in?
What?
They're gonna have a CGI Paul Walker cameo.
gosh.
Ooh, man, it'd be so messed up if they did that.
That's exactly what they would do.
That would definitely be fucked up.
That would be messed up.
That's
bro.
exactly what they would do, though. They would
Damn.
Tupac hologram Coachella that shit.
But yeah, so I do think that all these sequels are way worse than doing remakes. Because another franchise that is guilty of this as well, and I don't even know if y'all are aware, but they still make Terminator movies.
I've never watched the Terminator.
There are
Yes.
like 8 of them now, bro.
Yeah. I've been good on Terminator too. I
You should really only watch the first 2. People consider the third one is where they started falling off, and the third one came out like really like when we were little babies. The second one came out in like 1990 something. I think the first one's like 96 or something. I don't know. I'm not about to look.
I've never seen them, so.
Yeah, the
First
two
couple
ones
are really good.
different. I think I can't. I honestly I can't even remember the third one, but I want to say I remember it being decent. Like
Yeah.
I
Some
wanna
people
say-
don't like it, but a lot of people are like, no, this is still cool. It's
Yeah.
called, I think that was Rise of the Machines.
I think I fucked with it 1 through 3, like the first 3.
Those are the
actually.
OGs.
But yeah, I'm
Now they're
fucking
like
Terminator
8.
no more. I'm good on the Terminator franchise. I've been good on the Fast and Furious franchise.
What's another
you know what?
franchise?
Well, now it's being ruined. The Matrix. The Matrix.
Bro,
4 was
I'm so mad about that.
Cheeks.
I was
cheeks.
the was
I
the
was
new
so fucking mad.
was
That
the new
shit
one a
was
show
cheeks.
or a movie?
A movie.
Was it good?
No.
It was so I
no,
did not
no.
I haven't seen it.
And I was
haven't-
waiting. I was hyped too, because I was like, ain't no way Keanu Reeves about to do no trash movie. Not Keanu.
it's a solid 5.5 out of 10.
What's okay? Hold on. What's bad about it,
So they
bro?
Hold on.
Bro.
You said what's bad about it.
I just wanna
feel like
know.
that's got to be like an oxymoron or something, because the whole thing is bad.
Hold up.
No,
So
no.
the problem is that they spend a really large part. First of all, it's long as hell. Second
Okay.
of all, they spend a large part of the movie just like referencing the other movies for no reason. Like they're like it's literally like it's like if somebody was like, "Hey, you remember in the first one?" You remember? Hey, remember when he took the blue? Hey, you remember the pills? Hey, you remember this? They do that so often throughout the whole movie. One of the reasons I love the whole Matrix, like especially, I ain't gonna lie, they fell off after. I hate the second one. I hate the second Matrix movie, and I think the third one's decent. But like they were falling off already.
Mhm.
But even the second and the third one had some fun fight scenes.
You didn't like Reloaded?
No, I do not like Reloaded. I'm
I
sorry.
thought Reloaded was fire.
But the problem is that but I will say Reloaded still has really good fight scenes and stuff, just like the first one and just like the third one. But in this fourth one, all the fight scenes turned into really trash, like just the bottom of the barrel, like 55 cuts in one punch, like. And then they did this thing where, because you know Keanu Reeves in these movies, he's usually doing a bunch of cool ass like hand to hand combat and stuff.
Right.
And for some reason, they gave him force powers, like he's in Star Wars, and this is what he does the whole movie. No more. He just does this.
He just force push shit.
He barely fights, bro. And the thing I was mad about is because people were trying to argue and being like, "Oh, it's because he's old now." Shut the fuck up. He been doing John Wick since 2014, and he be fucking people up in the movies, bro.
And I want to just to piggyback off the argument, because I guess we could also bring this into the conversation of remake a little bit, but because they was alluding a lot of stuff from the first three movies, it was like it was a remake in a way, because they started redoing scenes that they had done in previous movies.
It was kind of a reboot, low key.
And it was like, but it's like, y'all, if y'all can't get the original actors, just change the story a little bit. Like, don't give me this new ass Morpheus.
Yeah, they replaced Morpheus.
Like, shout out to him for
being able to get the actor's actually really good. I don't know how he did his Morpheus.
Like, I don't like that they made him Morpheus. They could have just made him somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
just like
change
they
the
did.
Story a little bit.
Bro, they changed Mr. Smith, and nobody can replace Hugo Weaving. So I was mad about that. Bro.
Another one, yes, exactly. Like, y'all have all these other new characters, but y'all gotta like bring these two in and try to replace. It's like, just change the whole story a little bit.
Change it,
like,
bro.
it's all good.
Or better yet, real talk, you just didn't need to make this movie. The Matrix did not need to come back.
This did not need to come out. At least
this is one of the most unnecessary sequels I've ever seen in my life.
Supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out a while back. Like, this did not. They could have kept this in a vault.
Matrix Revolutions came out in 2003. They dropped Matrix Resurrections in 2022. I'm mad. So yeah,
they resurrected it.
It's half dead.
It should have stayed.
Okay.
Dead. This was not the one. Yeah, they should have kept that.
Unnecessary sequels. Now, I will say there are some movies that do have multiple sequels that I actually really like. I like every single John Wick movie. I don't care what nobody say. All of those are GOATs, and I'm excited for John Wick 4. Now, do I think they should have made 4? No, I thought they were gonna stop at 3, and so I'm scared because I think the 4th one might suck. But every single John Wick movie is dope. Yeah. Another franchise with too many sequels that stopped being good a long time ago. It was never even good. It was just okay. Transformers. Transformers is doing too much, and I'm tired of it.
I feel like I'm really biased on Transformers.
I'm gonna let you go.
Oh no, I was just saying I was biased because like I really like the first two. Honestly, the second one's probably my favorite.
Oh God, I hate the second one.
I love the second one.
I like the third.
I thought it was great.
I like the third one. The first one's okay, but I like the third.
And then the reboot with Mark
Yep.
Oh my God.
They did not need to do
that. Mark Wahlberg in there.
Yo.
And they had a whole scene about justifying somebody dating a teenager. Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
Shabazz, what did you have to say?
Yo, so this is
disgusting.
I would say my whole thing is, yes, I think I've been stopped watching Transformers. 2, I can't remember. I guess like off the top of my head, I can't really say which one is my favorite, but I will say
it's probably not the new one.
Yeah, it's definitely
There's a new one?
of the recent ones.
New is relative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but after Sam Witwicky. I was good. I think I was good after that.
Why you did that? Why you do that?
After they got rid of Sam Witwicky, I was good. I was
you hopped off after the
third one.
The second one. No, wait, he wasn't.
He was in the third one. Yeah.
Megan Fox wasn't in the third one.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I want one in there. She was my one of my childhood crushes.
There are 6 of them now.
All right, nah.
They are making a 7th one is supposed to come out in 2020.
Did they make a? Okay, so
one
the
of them
only
is a spinoff.
What's legendary?
The Bumblebee one. I never saw that.
They made Bumblebee, and
I
heard
only
that
saw the
Bumblebee
one. Did they make more at the Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so I didn't see any after that.
I actually heard that Bumblebee was decent. Like, it was a fun movie, but like
I never saw it.
Star Wars. I mean, not Star Wars. Transformers has left such a bad taste in my mouth that like I just don't want to watch it at all because it's on Hulu.
I will say the only thing goated about the Transformers movies is that it was the only time I was like, "Where's Megan Fox?" I've never asked for her in any other movies with Transformers, but
I
it
was
was like,
like,
yo, I'm gonna need.
And she's not even a good actress, and I was like, she kind of brought something.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, she was really instrumental to this franchise, and they just kind
Exactly.
of dropped her. And I was like, I mean, I know.
I
Why
mean,
they dropped her.
they dropped it for a reason.
Yeah,
but
I know
still.
why, but it still made me mad. But then when they took out Shia LaBeouf, I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what is Mark Wahlberg doing here? And
Yo, to be fair though, the nigga Shia LaBeouf, that nigga was out there doing freestyles and shit. So it's kind of like.
I like Shia LaBeouf though. I like Shia LaBeouf.
still, yeah, he was.
I think he's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? He's
No,
a cool dude.
I did think it was funny though that they brought in a whole new character and they barely explained it. I couldn't make it through the first Mark Wahlberg one. I fell asleep like 3 times. I was like, all right, I gave up.
I didn't watch any more after that.
Yeah, the one after it is called The Last Night, and
I didn't even know that came out.
yeah,
I've never heard of that before.
2017, bro.
Oh.
And then they made Bumblebee, and then they're supposed to make. I think this one's called like Rise of the Beast or something. I don't know.
All right.
And apparently Rise of the Beast. They are planning to make like they want to continue the quote unquote Transformers universe. They want there to be. I think Michael Bay was like, yeah, we gonna have like 15. I think that's what he said, something like that, something crazy like that. So
that's not necessary. I'm
but guess
Shabazz.
what? They all made way too much money, and that's why they're gonna keep making them because people.
I do want to before we kind of.
It's also too. My bad.
You good?
It's
Go ahead.
also too. Stuff like Transformers. The longevity from that shit too is the fact that those companies can sell toys. It's the same.
Facts.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing with Star Wars. That's why Star Wars, in this new trilogy, they made it apparent to come out like when they came out with the new BDU, the new little robot drone, and then also the little it's the little creatures. I think they got like big ears or something. The little cuddly looking creatures.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like those are all sell toys.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing, like Transformers and Star Wars, like they're more than just movies though. They got movies, they got TV shows, they got
Video games,
apparel, video games, all of that.
You do a lot
because Transformers been having cartoons back to back and stuff. And I will say, cartoons actually be kind of they hit. Like cartoons are good.
Oh wait, before we close out,
I got one more thing to actually.
Okay, bet. Never mind. We'll save
I do want to ask, and I don't know if y'all watched it or not, but I watched it. Have y'all seen the new Bel Air?
I knew we were gonna bring this up. I have not.
This is yes, because we didn't talk about TV shows in terms of reboots and stuff. So I have not, but I've heard mixed things. I mean, I think most of the time when I hear bad things about it, just because people like don't know what they watching.
Mm-hmm.
It actually seems like decent. I'm mad.
I watched it, so I want to
don't
kind of
think
get my
that-
take before we get out of here.
I do think it was an interesting like thing to do, but I still think it could have just been like a whole different show by itself, like without being connected to like the old one. I will say it does look cool. I'm mad that I'm not in it, but like other than that, right? Yeah, like
I watched it, the whole season.
you got Peacock.
Yep. Well, I don't have it. Somebody I know has it.
Oh, okay.
But
Plug.
I watched it. I watched the entire season, and I do want to say I feel like right off the back, but like before it started, it got a lot of heat because everybody's like, why don't like you said, why don't you just it make something else? Don't kind of remake it? But I think what a lot of people were forgetting was that this was a reimagining, so it wasn't like a continuation or just like
for sure.
The show. The original show, it was a reimagining. So,
which is why I get mad that people. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like most of people will complain and be like, "Uncle Phil wasn't like that,"
and I'm like, "Well,
cartoon would never do
this
cocaine."
isn't the same."
And it's like, bro, this is a whole different show, dude. Like they said that it's not gonna be the same. All right.
I will say that they already got picked up for a season 2, which I personally think was deserved. I I think they did a really
Cast is
good
hard.
job of taking that story and placing it in modern day. Because I feel like you could have went wrong in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
and they did a really good job of that.
I would marry
Some
Coco
stuff has
Jones.
changed. Like I said, Uncle Phil, it's not a comedy at all. Like if you're
Yeah,
if you're
it's
watching this to
dramatic,
laugh,
yeah.
don't watch it. It's not a comedy at all. You know, Uncle Phil's different. You know, they kind of get into, you know, Aunt Viv's, you know, like they kind of change, because I think in the original show she was like a professor. She's not like, she's something totally different in this show. They kind of touched on like sexuality and stuff like that with Ashley, which a lot of people were upset about because she was, you know, the
Yeah.
actress is very young and everything like that. But
People just hate.
you know,
the
a lot of
Wait,
people were
so
upset
what
about
was the thing that they were upset about with Ashley? What's
because
going
in
on
the
with Ashley?
show she was just, you know, expressing, you know, the fact that she might like girls and everything like that. And a lot of people were like, in the show she's 12. The actual actress is like 15, 16, but in the show she's 12. And a lot of people were like,
Have
she's
they
12.
met 12-year-olds?
I don't know. But anyways, and then,
Right.
I said, have they met 12-year-olds?
but
Like
in
the
the show,
character's supposed
they
to be
were just
12.
upset because they
Right.
were like, oh, we shouldn't be showing that to kids. You know, she's 12.
They
She
just
don't
mad
know
that
if she like girls.
bro.
But the new Hillary is fine. I love Coco Jones. I think she's very beautiful and she's very
I
talented.
would marry Coco Jones.
Okay.
In a heartbeat.
The new, first of all, the new Carlton. Oh my gosh, there was so much conversation around him. But I not getting into all that because we got to go. But I want to give kudos to that actor because I think he did a really good job. And I feel like if Carlton was like 22, that's exactly how he would be. And but anyways, I thought it was good. I'm interested to see where they go season 2. They're not relying on material from the sitcom, and I think that's a good thing. They're interested in making their own
that is a good
stories.
thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as they focus on making their own stories, the show will be fine.
I
But
will
I-
say that. So, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is to me the greatest sitcom of all time, and I've rewatched it over 18 times
Okay.
in my life from start to finish. But
You count it?
the
Okay.
I just be remembering every time I rewatch it. That's a rough estimate. It might be more than that. But one of the only reasons I didn't watch Bel Air whenever it came out is just because they decided to put it on that streaming service, and it's just
Bro, you gotta give up the
inconvenient.
streaming service
It's
beef that you got
inconvenient,
with
bro.
different shit.
It's inconvenient, bro. Like,
Yo, my streaming service beef is make one fucking streaming service.
Money, they not gonna do that.
I know they're not gonna do that, but like,
But still, it's like, yo,
Like, if
Y'all
this
sound
was-
like my dad. You know, my dad said the other day that made me realize he actually getting old. But my dad was like, you know, back in the day, you used to just be able to watch TV. Now they got Apple TV, they got net. Can't even watch the shit. He was mad. So I'm like, yo, because it was the show
does he
that
know that they still got TV?
no, but it was the show that he wanted to watch, and I think it was on Apple TV. And you know, my dad, he not paying for shit.
Apple
You know what I'm
TV
saying? And so he was like, and it's just the way
want
he
the
said it.
same
He was like,
energy that dad's
back in the
on.
day, you used to just be able to watch the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
And I'm like,
I mean, this was inevitable. There are too many streaming services. now,
Way too
but,
many.
Only a few of them are worth it to me. I think HBO
I agree with
Max is
that.
the best streaming service that there is.
They got
in
some
terms of
really good
content and stuff. It has all the stuff, but
Mhm.
or the most that I want to watch. I think I probably put like Hulu second. Netflix has dropped the ball super hard. I just don't mess with Netflix no more.
I haven't been on Netflix in I don't know
It's
how
barely
long.
anything to watch on there, and then when they do have good stuff on there, they cancel it. So I don't really fool with
yeah,
Netflix.
I would say, I would agree. I definitely honestly, I think I would agree with that order. HBO Max, I definitely agree, is a fire streaming
sure.
service. They
Facts.
always got fire movies,
TV
and
shows.
They always have movies that that you can just buy as soon as they release in theater, and you can
Yeah.
just stay home and watch them. So that's pretty fire. And also they got shit, like you said, Taylor, TV shows. Hey, Game of Thrones and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Westworld.
And then next Hulu, of course, I got.
We'll talk about that in
with,
another episode. Cause
I mean, Hulu having Rick and Morty and Atlanta.
Facts.
I mean,
I'm
I mean-
rewatching Atlanta right now just so I
That's-
have all the information for the third season.
Yeah, like that's all I gotta say. Is
the
Rick
third
and
season
Morty
so
and
far is
Atlanta.
actually really good. So
Yeah.
And then yes, I would agree that I would say peak. I think Netflix peaked around like 2015, maybe 16 or something.
I can
like
get
that.
with that. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they peaked a
They
while
started.
back.
They started making a lot of decisions because they were who they were. They were like, we ain't nobody like us.
Yeah.
And then
And
they
now-
made other companies pay more, and like they were cutting their stuff off. And that's what actually led to them going to make their own streaming services because they were like, Netflix kind of being a bitch right now.
Yeah.
You know. But then they focused a lot on their original programming, which I ain't gonna lie, a lot of this Netflix original stuff is overrated. But the stuff that is good,
I don't like that they
fuck around
started
and
doing
cancel all of it.
reality
Like
shows.
they just
Yeah.
people be talking about the shows like everywhere, and I know Netflix sees this, so I'm always just stupefied. They'll be like number one show here, number one show there, and then it's like, yeah, sorry, Raising Dion, we canceling that. Oh, sorry, Get On Up, we canceling that. Oh, and there are a bunch of other shows I know that people were mad that they canceled, and then people were like, well, that was my only reason for keeping Netflix.
Yeah. And so you just get rid
I'm
of
good
it.
now. Yeah, Netflix is like.
And then, like, for some reason, they're doubling down by raising their price. I don't know how you think that's gonna help.
Yeah, they're raising their price. They are planning to crack
You're
down
ridiculous.
on the password sharing, and they are cutting their animation department completely.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I think too.
They already lost like 300,000 subscribers or something.
Hulu's anime selection is a lot more fire now, and so it's just like
Yeah.
that. Like that's another thing that puts it over. Now I would say for a minute, like Netflix still, I mean, they got a pretty decent like anime selection,
They got the
and
popular shit.
I mean, I definitely like Netflix definitely put me on Seven Deadly Sins, which is a fire anime, and they put me on Hunter x Hunter, which is another fire anime.
Hunter x
So
Hunter is
like,
fire.
they had some stuff going for them, but yeah, they just like they fell off like hard,
Really hard.
They fumbling
Mhm.
big hard.
and yeah.
If Bel Air wasn't on Peacock, I'd watch it.
F movies, man. I'm be trying to tell you, man. Nah, I'm playing.
You pirating?
Yeah.
You supposed to say no. You're not supposed to admit to that.
Yeah, bro.
But what they gonna do?
That's technically a crime,
You know you done
bro.
fucked up, right?
So, no, I don't
No,
care.
you done fucked up, right?
I do not
Coming for
care.
you, bro.
Said you about to be at 12:15.
Anyways.
Ezra Miller gonna pop up on you.
No.
Anyways, and getting out of here.
All right, episode 9.5, y'all.
9.5. This was a good episode. I'm glad that we had this conversation. I feel like, a lot of venting happened here.
What we calling this?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Babe, the way you laughing, it better be funny shit.
Jay be having some dad jokes. Nigga. Yeah, that nigga, before he even start the joke, that nigga start dying laughing.
Yo, we need to tie it to Fast and Furious. I don't know how we gonna do it, but we need to tie it to Fast and Furious.
Yo, let's call it family. Family. Yo, people gonna read that.
Family
And then they gonna
9.5.
Wait, hold on. Y'all just want to call it family, or do y'all want to call it like something like?
Yeah, family. Just no
Fast
contest.
9.5.
Fast 9.5. Fast 9.5.
Oh, God,
family.
call it Fast 9. Yeah. Do
The
a
whole
colon.
title.
Be like Fast 9.5.
The whole
colon,
title.
Family.
Okay. All right. Nah, but
You'll call it that.
no, I'll call it that. I'll call it that for sure. But anyways, thank everybody for listening to this episode. Trey, always happy to have you.
Yeah.
Steven should be back next episode. Hopefully, I hope so. But yeah, like and subscribe, listen or don't.